Well, good morning. We're waking up to a clear sunny day. It's supposed to be beautiful. The temps have been very comfortable. It did not get below 65 degrees in the van last night. That's with no heat. I think the high today is supposed to be 70 degrees, so it's been very comfortable. And the winds have been down, although we do have some windy days coming up in the forecast. So we're going to take advantage of the beautiful day and get out there and do some exploring. We were down at Walmart the other day getting a couple supplies, and we ended up chatting with someone. They told us about the Bunker Bar, which I had heard of. It's kind of a bar out in the middle of the desert. Not like the Desert Bar in Parker, which is a little more remote. This one's pretty easily accessible. I think it's only 5 or 6 miles on off-road trails from our camp to the Bunker Bar. They've got live music, serve up food, and drinks and that. So it's just kind of a destination when you're out off-roading. So we're going to head up that way and see what else we find on the way, check out the sights, and I don't know what else the day is going to bring for us, but that is the current plan. So we'll bring you guys along, show you around, and maybe come back to camp and mix up something to eat. We are heading out of camp on the bikes. We thought before we headed up to the Bunker Bar on the off-road trails that we'd go into town first. Crossing over the London Bridge here. The London Bridge was imported from London brick by brick and rebuilt here. Lake Havasu is fed by the Colorado River. It's a real nice spot. This time of year it's pretty quiet. Come springtime it gets a lot busier as it warms up. So we took advantage of the quieter times to go and check out the channel. You can see the London Bridge there. Water has a nice blue turquoise color here. It was a calm, sunny, clear day. And there was just a few boats out. I've seen it a lot busier here. There was an area to launch your boat or kayaks. You can go paddling around, just walk along the channel. They do have a dog park as well. Just hanging out, watching the ducks. They've got benches all along the channel that you can just hang out, watch the boats go by, which is what we did for a little bit. They do have a couple swimming areas too that are roped off as it warms up. You can take advantage of swimming in the lake. I've done that before. It's real nice when it's hot out. And it's just a real pretty spot, surrounded by the mountains, kind of an oasis out in the middle of the desert. So we headed up north out of town on 95, decided to stop in the Craggy Wash camping area. This is a BLM camping area that's free to camp for up to 14 days. They do have a host, and he likes that you get a permit. It is free to get the permit, though. And it's just a really neat spot. The rock formations, the mountains surrounding you, it's just really neat. So we're taking a ride through just to check out how many people are here. We were thinking of coming down here to camp, but we're probably going to skip it. I've camped here many times before. This is the camp host. We stopped. He flagged me down asking if we were looking for a camp spot, reminding us that we need to get a permit from him. He was commenting on he thinks the numbers are down. He's seen it way more crowded, and I agreed. Told me about a couple spots that have been shut down. The trust land behind the Walmart is shut down for camping because of excessive trash. He said it's mostly from the locals, not campers. So we're back on the off-road trails heading towards the Bunker Bar. We did see quite a few buggies out on our way. We stopped here to check out Crab Crawl rock formation there. I think that's what they call it. We think it looks more like a pitcher's or a baseball glove. And we're rolling through Lone Tree camping area. This is another Bureau of Land Management camping area that's free to camp. I believe this one does not have a host though. And yeah, pretty crowded here. Trailer had a ton of solar on it. And the surrounding area is just beautiful. These rock formations are just so interesting. We took a photo opportunity in front of the rocks. we came across this water catchment. Really interesting. Looks like it's just this corrugated steel that runs down to a trough, and there actually is water in it. So the wildlife can come and get a little sippy sip. Drinky poo. Bunch of bees in the bottom. Pretty neat. And it said water catchment number 1, so there must be more of these in the Mojave Desert. Looks like they've got a wildlife cam here. Unfortunately, it looks vandalized, pointing at this little pool here that must fill up from that catchment as well, so they can kind of monitor what's out here. And of course, if you're a human and totally parched and had a filtration system, you could filter this and possibly save your life if you're stranded out here. Pretty cool. Looks like there's a big tank, holding tank underneath that it fills up. And when you're out here away from everything, it is magnificent, surrounded by these rugged mountains. Just a neat area. We're getting closer to the bunker bar. We came upon this old foundation structure. Not sure what that was. Can tell someone took the opportunity to do some donuts around in there. Their little buggy. And just beyond that structure, for the first time, the bunker bar came into sight off in the distance there, so we headed that direction. We'd been on public land the whole time, and we just passed this sign here that says private land. I'm assuming it's owned by the people that own the bunker bar. It was just a short distance past that sign. We came into the parking lot. And there was quite a few buggies here already. The bunker bar is only open on weekends, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and it seems like they do a good business. It was packed. We were there just early afternoon, and it was filling up quickly. We found ourselves a parking spot. Thought it was funny, they use this fire hose for their to mark the parking spots. And it was pretty lively in the bunker bar. They got a live band. They were pretty good. Did a lot of classic rock tunes. The bunker bar is just 2 big shipping containers with the arch covering in between. Kind of a neat setup. One of them is a bar, the other one's a merch booth, and they have some food trucks as well, so you can get drinks and lunch. There's a shot of the 2 shipping containers. You can see the stage through there. And a little cornhole set up there. Toss your bean bags. And it was packed. There was a lot of folks there, and they just kept showing up. They did have flushing toilets on the backside of one of the shipping containers, as well as quite a few outhouses. Little memorial to the veterans. And we got our fill. We just grabbed a soda. It was $2 for a Pepsi. We headed back into the parking lot and realized we were the only 2-wheelers there. All these little buggies. Not a single motorcycle. And people just kept flowing in, so we took that as our cue to move on. Pretty mellow crowd. Everyone was super friendly. So we got back on the trails and head back to camp. I think on the off-road trail is only about 5.5 miles, 6 miles back to our camp. Nice ride, some rough spots, but fun riding. And again, it was just a beautiful warm day. We got back to camp and just soaked up the sun. Thought about what we wanted to do for dinner. Okay, so tonight we're doing up one of our favorite dishes, chicken pad thai. I've got a couple chicken thighs in here in a cast iron skillet. Looking good, smelling good. Did a very light marinade in aloha soy sauce before I put those in there. Okay, so we got our chicken done. It's set aside, so I'm going to work on getting the egg going here. Do a scrambled egg we can pre-cook and set aside. Pre-scramble. It's got away from me here.
Falling down on the job.
I know, I got the pan too hot. I left the heat up. It's alright, just take it right off the heat. And we're getting some rain. All of a sudden, it's been real windy. Wind picked up, and now we're getting some rain. So that'll help keep the dust down here in the desert. A lot of prep for this dish.
But it's delicious.
So worth it. Set these eggs aside. Now for our noodles, we'll be using these linguine rice noodles. I like these because they're a little thicker than a lot of them. Rice noodles. So you really don't boil these. I just boil the water first, take it off the heat, and drop them in there. And as they soften up, they'll conform to the dish here.
Smush them.
You just gotta watch out. They want to stick together. So I go in there with chopsticks and make sure that they every so often aren't sticking together. Separate them. Don't want your pad thai noodles clumped up.
Nobody likes chunky pad thai noodles.
Yeah. So we get the lid on that.
Yeah, put a lid on it.
Okay, we can start prepping some veggies. Get some carrots chopped up. And we're snacking on
Daikon?
pickled daikon radish. This stuff is so good.
I love it.
Yum, 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 yum. All right, so we're gonna get these carrots cut up. I'm using these little baby carrots. Try to go into thin strips here. Ooh, watch those fingers.
Yeah, we want them to all still be there by the time we eat.
And we don't want fingers in the noodles.
Yeah, ain't nobody got time for that.
Fingertips in your noodles. Big raindrops out there.
Raindrops keep falling on our van. Oof, it's really coming down.
Yeah, it's
Thunder, lightning.
storming out there. All right, we're gonna work on getting our chicken thighs sliced up here. Nice thin slices.
Thinly sliced.
I feel like the last time we got pad thai, we went to like a really authentic place, but they skimped on everything. There was no carrot, there was no bean sprout. It was just like noodles and chicken.
Just the worst. Nothing's cheap these days. You
I
pay a
know.
lot, and then you're like, I should have just made it at home.
It's true.
Shoot.
Okay, we'll go back in the dish with that. We gotta sample it. Oh man. Seriously.
Wait, what are you doing now?
I'm doing a little mid-cooking vacuuming. A little debris from our green onions.
This guy gets all Mary Maid on me
It's
when he's
good.
supposed to be Chef John.
I know, and it's warm in here. Look at, we got 79 degrees and it's thunderstorming out there. Let me get this fan going.
Did you grow these bean sprouts yourself?
Yeah, canned bean sprouts because we're in Arizona.
How's the noodles
I
doing?
think they're about ready. They've been soaking for a while. Let's see. Perfect. Don't want them too soft because we're going to stir fry them. So I'm going to get those out of that hot water. I got a strainer up here. Step outside real quick and strain those. I'll be back. Okay, so we're using this pad thai sauce. Kelly has made it from scratch before and it's really good, but it just takes a lot of ingredients that are kind of hard to come by in Arizona.
And my whole van ends up smelling like fish
Right,
sauce.
the fish sauce.
Party.
So we'll get some of that mixed in there. We'll probably add a little more. We'll get the chicken in there next. Boom. Lots of chicken.
It's gonna be so good.
Go in with a little bit of sesame oil. Just about out of this. Little goes a long way though with that stuff. And then we'll go in with our carrots. Most of them. We'll save some
The topping.
for the topping so they don't soften up as they cook in there. Could have held off a little bit, I guess. And then I guess the egg next.
And you zhuzh it up.
Rake it all up. Gosh, I was thinking we made 2 little noodles. There's definitely plenty. I have some leftovers here. And it's so, it is kind of a process, so it is better to make a little more and have leftovers, so you're not doing all that work for just one meal. Get a couple meals out of this.
Do we go with all of it?
It's really hot. I'm gonna go half, and then we can add more to each serving if we need it.
Okay, fine.
Because this stuff is spicy.
Pansy.
Hey.
Just kidding. I'm kidding. Choose your own adventure with the spice level.
Got our green onion in there, and I think we're gonna have to go with a little more sauce too. I'm gonna
Definitely.
go ahead and add some more. Fresh cilantro is kind of important, but I don't have any, so we're gonna use a dried cilantro.
Improv cooking.
Yeah.
We didn't really actually even shop for this. We're just using what we kind of had on hand.
Just happen to have all the ingredients
Between both of us. Because we're slick like that. What did you just do?
Yeah, we did it. We went with all the pepper. I tasted it. It wasn't spicy enough, so.
Yay!
Going in heavy. Kelly is crushing our peanuts. We just put them in a bag, and she's using a water bottle to crush them up. That should work. It's served up here. We got our crushed peanuts to top it off. Gotta have that squeeze of lime. And we did a little taste test, and it's definitely spicy for me.
Yeah.
Kelly can take quite a bit of spice.
White man spicy.
Hey. All right, let's dig in. Should I give it another little sample here?
Probably.
Let's check it out. Let's get a piece of this chicken.
Yeah. Delicious or what?
Mm-hmm. That's why we like it. And look how much we have left over. So we'll get a good couple meals out of this.
That's what I'm talking about, homie.
Couple big meals. Oh, and got a little extra fresh carrot on top, too.
Oh, forgot.
There it is, chicken pad thai in the camper van. Well, thanks for hanging out with us in this one, guys. Appreciate y'all being a part of this adventure. Just wanted to give a little update on the group camp coming up here in early February. Will probably be the first weekend of the month of February in the Quartzsite area, possibly in the Ehrenberg, Arizona area, which is just a short drive from Quartzsite. So if anyone's going to be in that area around that time, we're going to have a group camp. I'll post some coordinates when I scout out a location. Unfortunately, it's going to be pretty close to the event, maybe a week and a half or so before I'll be able to post some coordinates. Again, I need to get to the area and scout out a good spot. And this is an unorganized event, so I need to keep things really loose as far as the details. So anyone that is in the area, I'd be glad to have you come by the camp. Did this last year and it went off really well. We had a pretty big turnout and a lot of people really had a good time, so we thought we'd do it again. So looking forward to meeting up with you guys and spending some time camping. In the meantime, hope you're all doing well, and you will see you soon in the next video. Take care. Peace.